Big Time Rush is a boy band that makes me feel good. Despite some of the members of the band being questionable, I still love their music and their show. And as for the movie, I forgot it existed. I used to think that this was a fever dream because it's BTR outside of the Palm Woods. And my little child brain at the time wasn't ready for Kendall, James, Carlos, and Logan to be in the same country as Doctor Who and Sherlock. Today I'll be talking about the time that Big Time Rush became international super spies that sing Beatles songs because why not? James Bond type adventures and Beatles songs go together like Doctor Who and Running. Now that out of the way, cue the title sequence. Pretty much what happens in this movie is that Big Time Rush, Kendall, James, Carlos, and Logan are on their first world tour. And their first stop is London, England, because why not? This is a children's movie that a bunch of twin girls also watch because of it being about pretty boys. Anyways, Logan had a weird dream that him and his bandmates were spies and rescued a princess while singing Beatles songs because the Beatles are cool. Kendall tells Logan that his dream will never happen because they're Big Time Rush, not a group of spies. And because of a mix-up at the airport, Kendall accidentally ends up with not the Blue Beetle because this one doesn't give you a cool super suit and a badass sword. Instead, the Beetle causes some Sonic Rider Steel Gravity shit to happen and some spies show up to take the Beetle. And his badass spy chick shows up to save Big Time Rush and she gets them roped into a mission to save her father from a crazy scientist billionaire who wants to kill the moon, while also trying to get ready for their first world tour and avoiding the police because the CIA thinks that they want to rule the world because of Gustavo saying something out of context. Because the CIA leader, played by Dr. Robotnik, I'm not kidding, that is the same actor, is a dumbass. I thought this movie was about an American boy band singing Beatles songs. Then the CIA kidnap Gustavo and Kelly and try to torture them to find out about their master plan. Then they realize that there's no master plan and that Gustavo was just goofing around. So they send him to the middle of nowhere because they got annoyed by Gustavo. This part is ironically my favorite part of the movie because of Stephen Kramer Klockman's performance in the scene.
All we have to do is get back to London somehow. In fact, I bet the dogs are at the theater right now, just wondering where we are.
Then the crazy rich bad guy kidnaps Kendall's sister while she's trying to set up her mom with a toilet dupe because he is a douchebag. And Big Time Rush, with the help of the badass spy girl, save Katie, defeat the bad guy, and I guess he floats into space and dies or something, I don't really know. Then the CIA thanks BTR for saving the world by giving them a ride to their show so they can kick off the world tour so they can sing one more Beatles song. And after the show, they finally get to go sightseeing with the spy girl and her spy dad as the movie ends. Yeah, despite the movie being a bit weird at times, like most shit I review on this channel, I actually really enjoyed it. I know it's not the best Nickelodeon movie ever, but TV-wise, compete with this. Because after this and Jinx, we just ran out of ideas. Like for example, Jace Norman as a dog, a bunch of Nickelodeon kids running around a cruise ship while having amnesia, a bunch of Nickelodeon kids trying to hunt down Santa Claus, and splitting Adam. Yeah, that's right. I think Nickelodeon TV movies peaked here, and it's mostly because it's a spy movie with Beatles songs mixed in with Gustavo. Because everything is better with Gustavo, which is also the reason why the Big Time Rush show is still remembered till this day, better than the Pretty Boys, the MILF, and the pop songs. I also like the acting from everyone here, especially the rich villain guy. The man is literally a parody of a James Bond villain in the best way. They literally give him a cat for every time he needs to do an evil laugh, and it's the funniest shit I see every time when we watch this movie. honest, most of the special effects here are a bit too good for a TV movie, except for the flying car. That shit makes me remember the Fairly Odd Parents movies. The less I remember those movies, the better. And it just makes shit from the live action Ben 10 movies and whatever this movie's supposed to be look like dog shit in comparison. Another thing I liked was the Dr. Robotnik voice actor misunderstanding Gustavo. I really like the comedy and the Beatles covers were good, except for the last one. The last one sounds a bit weird to me. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about with this movie is the fight scenes. And damn, the fight scenes hit harder than they need to for a kids movie. I can go on and on about the fight scenes and how they have a good balance of action and comedy, but they're not as good as the fight scenes of Bullet Train. But it's still fun to watch though. I apologize for not uploading for the last couple of months. I have been very busy and I was supposed to take a break for only 1 month. And then 1 month turned to 2 months. And hopefully it won't be 3 months. All I can say now is that for the summer, I'll try to stay consistent. And I'm gonna start making shorts again. And I'll probably start doing lives in the future because I've been trying to get into that mindset, and I just couldn't really get back into it. You know, like after a while of doing these videos, sometimes there's just stuff that happens that just makes you lose inspiration. And that's pretty much what happened to me. This has been Alberto, and I bet have you to even look at the screen. Congratulations. You just now noticed I have a haircut.